Agaves are great plants for the landscape or containers. There are a couple hundred species. They range in size from miniatures to gigantic plants. Agaves can be propagated in several ways. One of the easiest is by offsets. And on this plant here, you can see there is a small offset, and all you would need to do is pull that off of the plant and pot it up. I have one here that's already been potted up from this plant. Don't worry about if it doesn't have very many roots or if the roots break off. Agaves root readily, so it's not a problem. They take off fairly quickly once they're potted up. Just give it a little bit of water after and then let it sit for probably 2 weeks before you water it again. Another way of propagating is by bulbils or tiny plants that form actually on the bloom stalk. There are a couple different types of agave blooms. The first has panicles on, you would see a large stalk that comes up, and these come off of it. And you can see on these plants that they are covered with little plants. The flowers would have been right here. And to propagate this, you just need to pop it off. This is a very large one that came off of that bloom. And you can see it already has roots. Now this one is pretty big, so I would say you could put it directly in the ground if you wanted to, or you could put it in a gallon pot. And but after you plant it, water it, and then it'll take a little bit of time to root in. So you don't need to water it again for a couple weeks. The second type of agave bloom is the spicate, and that one is just one straight up column. And all of the flowers come along that, and this one form bulbils. And bulbils tend to happen when the plant isn't pollinated. It's another reproductive strategy, and you can see this one has put hundreds of them. This is only one little section of the bloom stalk. And for these, you would just pull one out, and you can see here that it's got roots as well. These are a little bit withered, but that's not a problem at all. You would plant it in the soil about to here, and give it some water. And in no time it will perk up and start to grow quickly. And then the other way of propagating, and this will work for most all agaves, would be seed. If an agave is pollinated, this plant here would have produced seed pods like this. When the pod ripens, it does open up, and you can see the seeds would have all been inside. And agave seeds are small, flat, black, and there are also those tan seeds that are in there. Usually don't germinate, but the black ones are the good ones. So in order to start seeds, what I would do is I like to use recycle to-go containers from restaurants, and this one here I filled with some potting soil, and then I watered it thoroughly beforehand so that it's good and damp. And then I will take this packet of seeds and I will just cast some seeds across the surface like that. And then I will come in with a little bit of potting soil. And you just want to dust enough over the top so that the seeds are covered lightly. You don't want to make them too deep. And then the easiest way I find to water in your seeds after you've planted them is to use a spray bottle, because if you use any other type of water, you tend to wash the soil and seeds to the side. So just spray, and then you want to soak it down good so that it's nice and wet. And then just set the lid up on the top like that, and keep it moist. In about a week or two, your seeds should germinate. For Backyard Basics, I'm Jeff Pavlot.